Discord if you want.
I'm back. I'm back on the YouTube stream, and I'm gonna play some more Nintendo games. That's what I'm doing. Playing more Nintendo games. Did I? Oh, I'm like, why isn't this turning on? Because I unplugged it. Duh. Let's get that plugged back in down here.
Oh, Fuzzpig's up. She's itching. I'm gonna go get a taco. I'll be right back.
All right. Somebody in the chat, tell me an NES game to play. Anybody? Are people watching this? Oh, very few people are watching this. Okay. Well, if nobody in the chat's going to tell me an NES game to play, I'm just going to pick one myself. Oh, Mappy Land. Okay, I'll play Mappy Land. Eric, thanks a bunch. Okay. I don't want anybody to get upset that I'm... Well, I pick a game. Although I've done it a bunch of times in this stream already, so whatever, I guess. But Mappy Land. I actually do have... I have a boxed copy of Mappy Land, believe it or not. Okay, so we're gonna collapse this window down a little bit here. There we go. That's better. Okay. That's better. refamiliarizing myself with the controls in this game. It has been a long time. Yeah, this one is... It's weird because, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, the Famicom port of Mappy never actually came out in the US. Mechanics of this game are a little hard to grok. Hey, what's up, Kurt? So I told the chat to tell me a game to play, an NES game to play, and Eric responded with Mappyland. So
I see that.
I am playing Mappyland, which I apparently am not very good at.
Now, while we're doing this, make things accessible to it.
So this is very similar to the original arcade Mappy and the sort of general mechanics. But I was saying right before you kind of came back that I don't remember the original Mappy being released in the US on the NES. I think it was only the second one, which seems weird. That would be a thing, but also the mechanics for like when these cats can hurt you. Also, why are these cats so much smaller than Mappy? Shouldn't the cats be bigger than Mappy? He's a mouse.
I mean, but he was bitten by a radioactive spider, so...
Right, sure, of course. You know, as one is.
Yeah. It appears that falling...
If you're on a trampoline with them, they can't hurt you.
Yeah, exactly. But on a platform, all bets are off.
But what I'm trying to figure out is, like, where in the getting on or off of the trampoline does that occur, I guess, is what I'm trying to sort out. Whatever. Anyways. Yeah, so this game came out, and despite that the first one didn't come out in the US, as I said, I don't believe. So it's just this very weird dynamic of like, oh, this is the sequel to a thing.
To a game that never came out.
To a game that never came out. Which I guess this is not the only game like that, you know,
yeah,
in the NES library, but... So the small cats just go right after Mappy, and the big ones seem to exercise perhaps a little bit more strategy.
Yeah.
But they're easily fooled by coins, apparently, so that's good. Boy, this feels culturally insensitive. Not a lot to these stages, is there? I guess there weren't a lot to the stages in Mappy, but...
Yeah.
Also, I'm really confused about the geography. It's like I went from... that was bogus. I fell through that platform.
Retro View says this game was released in arcades in America, so not so strange to publish a sequel on it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Mappy was released in U.S. arcades.
Whoop.
How many people actually spend time playing it, though?
Good question.
I feel like not many. I don't remember. I don't think I've ever actually seen a Mappy cabinet.
I sure didn't.
Mappyland, yay!
Incoming weather.
Who suggested this fine NES game?
Some jerk.
Some guy who goes by Just Talking Meat on YouTube.
I rented this several times when I was a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah. It just looks very primitive.
It does.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Is just regular old Mappy on NES?
There's a Famicom version, but not an NES version, I don't believe. We were just talking about that a little bit.
Herbor says I'm playing the e-reader, probably only playing it.
I have a question.
Right now, probably.
I have a question. Why are you playing an e-reader right now?
I mean, maybe he's playing OG Animal Crossing.
It's possible.
Yar. Very acrobatic of Mappy.
He's an extremely acrobatic mouse. Hey, it's my favorite stage in this game, the ghost level. Because you actually get a gun in this level, and you can zap the ghosts.
Nice.
You can float on this balloon. Also, look at all those crosses. This game was released in the U.S. Look at all those crosses.
A lot of crosses.
There's a lot of crosses.
Oh man, you made it to the cemetery. Spooked me out pretty good when I was 6.
Retro Review says you should play the third game in this series because it's actually a full-fledged platformer game. Restless Course says, "Yo, what up, nerd?"
What's up, David? Who are you calling a nerd?
Nerd alert.
What about you, nerd?
Oh, apparently I grabbed the moon. You have to grab the moon out of the sky to...
Whoops.
What am I missing or what am I forgetting? Like, evil vampire cat is just, like, standing... Oh, I have to go in the church. I'm in a church in an NES game. Look at all these crosses.
You made the sun come out. You need the garlic power up.
I need to get across to defeat the evil.
If only there was a cross somewhere on the screen. Yeah.
Okay, I don't leave the way I came in. How do I get out of here?
You have to get the flashing cross, obviously.
Like, I definitely remember this game, and I remember this, like, spooky sort of stage, but I apparently don't remember how to actually finish it.
No crosses in Castlevania games, but Mappy Land are okay.
Yep. And I'm allowed to disintegrate ghost
Who
cats.
put out Mappy Land?
Taxon released Mappy Land in the United States.
Developer Tosei.
Not surprising.
Namco in Japan. Available on the Wii U Virtual Console.
What?
You all right, Joe?
Well, I threw a fish at these cats, and they just, like, walked through it and killed me anyways, that's not how that's supposed to work. Oh, no. Yeah, you better turn
Retro View
around.
says this game was released in Japan in '86, in the US in '89.
That's quite a delay.
Yeah.
This makes a lot more sense as a 1986 game than a 1989 game.
Yeah.
Man, how many levels are in this game?
There. Levels.
Oh, sorry?
8.
No, so I'm on the last one now.
You are on the... Well, there are 8 areas. You just finished the ghost town, right?
No, I just finished the one after the ghost town.
Okay, so now you're on the 8th level. Milky Town.
I want you to take me to Milky Town.
That sounds wrong in some way.
This is
Nicholas
Mappy Land.
Rummelski says, "Oh snap! Is this Mappy? This is Mappy. Mappy Land, anyway."
Yeah, not Mappy, Mappy Land.
That's an important distinction.
Whoop. So close. Doo-ba-doo. Are you still working on prepping things, Eric?
I'm eating right now.
Okay. Are you having
Eating a
delicious
taco?
tacos?
I am having some tacos, a turkey one and a black bean one.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. If you
Cecil
jump and hit those balls, they'll fall and roll and hit the cats. I think.
They will, yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing it.
Okay.
He just was on the wrong side of one
Yeah, I wasn't
a
really
minute ago.
watching.
Cecil McWoot says it has loops with items changed.
Here's a gift to celebrate your birthday. Thanks, Mappy. Oh, right. Yeah, now it's... At first it was cheese, now it's rings. I don't remember how many times it loops. I don't really feel like I need to... Does anybody feel like they need to see me loop this game?
No, that's good. I got what I wanted. I'm glad I got.
There are 4 stories. So...
I don't need
4
to play
loops.
This yeah, I don't
This
need to go through this.
Mappy wishes to marry Mappyco and must collect wedding rings. Then Mappy and Mappyco are having a Christmas party, and Christmas trees must be collected. And then it is Mappy Jr.'s birthday, and you are collecting baseballs for his present.
Does that mean there's a cutscene where the mice fuck?
Yeah.
It's Yeah. I'm surprised they kept the name Mapiko, because that sort of makes sense. And like in Japanese, like a lot of girls' names have ko at the end because it's like shorthand for child, basically. Like I want to say like Yukiko is like snow child, kind of. It's like a common thing for ladies' names.
Is that a pussy willow that's whipping those little
I
kitty
believe
cats?
it is.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
That's what it's supposed to be. Or a cattail, maybe.
I feel like pussy willow is the thing that you snap people with.
Yeah, but a cattail is like nature's torch.
Oh, it's a cat toy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Meowskies will dance around these, and you can harmlessly pass them by.
Yeah. Nate Hall is asking what you're playing this on. I believe it's the Mister.
Nope, this is my NES.
No, it's an actual NES.
Or an AV Famicom, technically, with the HDMI mod. The Kevtris HDMI high def NES mod. That did not work the way I wanted it to. That did, though. Alright, I'm going to play something else now, because this game is not good enough to merit playing through 4 times to see the actual ending. Does the chat have any suggestions, any NES games that I should play? Please go easy on me. Don't do me dirty like you did to Eric.
Hey Joe, why don't you play Expert?
No, I'm not playing Experts.
Why don't you just check that out?
Well, one, because my Genesis isn't hooked up right now.
Retroview asks if you tried the Neo Geo Core on Mister.
I didn't. I talked about this a little earlier. Yeah, because it's not really done.
They're not quite. Yeah, not quite done yet. With it, so he's waiting.
Didn't want to make it look bad, inadvertently. So I'm kind of chilling on that.
Time Lord.
Time Lord. Okay, let's play Time Lord.
That's what Herb Wars says.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, we're gonna check out Time Lord. Let me change this cartridge. That is definitely what I'm doing, is actually changing a cartridge.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely slapping in a different cartridge to play Time.
I feel like I remember this game, and I feel like it's not a great game, but like it's got a really dope soundtrack, if I'm thinking of the right game.
Oh my god. Bringing me a delicious dinner.
What is your delicious dinner?
Just texted me, was like, I'm bringing you this. There's a Italian restaurant that we like to go to, and she's bringing me the pollo francese from there. That's fucking amazing.
Nice. All right, so this
says I would suggest Werewolf for the NES because I love that game, but it can get brutal. When did that? Didn't one of us streamed that at some point?
Yeah,
right?
For a Halloween thing. I think.
I think I played it for a Halloween stream. That's right.
Capture 5 orbs in each time zone and eliminate alien forms changing Earth's history.
Yonoid.
Werewolf was kind of dope, actually.
I don't hate Yonoid. I'll play some Yonoid after this. We're just kind of we got an hour and 20 minutes until the Sticky Awards.
We're piddling about until Sticky time. Retroview says you should play Jim Power for SNES for vomit-inducing times. Lol.
Yeah, the parallax effects in that game are really weird.
Good luck, Time Lord.
This is an unlicensed Doctor Who game.
Aha.
That's a sound effect right there.
So is this jumping more or less awkward? Experts.
I think it's less, I think.
Okay.
It is like a similarly like weirdly like
yeah.
False perspective.
Who does their arms like that when they jump?
Right.
Wow.
Your character sort of has weight in a way that
Milton Bradley Time Travel Research Center.
Yeah, this was a Milton Bradley published joint. So.
No, I was joking. I didn't realize that actually.
Oh yeah, no. This was published by Milton Bradley, so that's correct.
I was like, man, MB, what does that mean? Haha, Milton Bradley. Nope. Milton Beans. These little tiny mushrooms, yeah.
I got a sword now. What? Now what? I like that this sprite looks really similar to the characters in Nightmare on Elm Street, which was also a Rare developed joint.
Oh, this is from Rare.
Yep. I think that's also why the music is good. I think this is Tim Wise. This game isn't actually that bad. I mean, it's not good, but like, it's not awful.
Competent.
Yes.
Go through that door.
I don't really seem to be able to go through doors like at all.
Yeah. Looked like it was very much set dressing. Restless Corpse says, so I remember Time Lord, but I don't remember it like this. Was it on anything else?
You might be thinking there was a game called Time Soldier or something on the PlayStation, right? Wasn't there a time traveling thing?
There's Time Cop.
There's Time Cop on the Super NES. Or maybe, am I thinking of Perfect Weapon on that had a time travel gimmick and some really awkward controls on the PlayStation?
There is a Time Soldiers.
Time Soldiers is an SNK game, yeah. That's a top-down shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Brain Lord is an
Brain
Enix
Lord for the Super Nintendo.
That's an Enix RPG, right?
Yes. Yep. So, you know, like early. Super
You are
Nintendo.
correct that this is a David Wise composition.
Oh, so now I'm remembering what people don't like about this game and what I didn't like about this game. Is that, like, every level you have to find these 5 orbs to move you to the next time zone, but, like, there's no real way of knowing where they are besides just, like, running around every level until you figure out, like...
Until you've covered everything.
Find them, yeah.
Well, look, Joe, you gotta make this beefed up Archie go around and smack these dwarfs with a stick until you find all the orbs.
Yeah. Right, like, one of them, like, I had to, like, grab a bunch of mushrooms, and then, like, oh, the thing appeared. Like, maybe I do have to just beat up a bunch of these dwarves until another orb appears.
I find no other reference to Time Lord.
Yeah, I wonder, David, if you're thinking of Perfect Weapon, because that was, like, a kind of wonky time travel-y thing on the PS1. It's like, it feels very much like an updated version of this in that it is, the mechanics are really wonky and there's a time travel element. Do I really move at like double speed if I'm walking on a downward angle? Because that seems weird. What is it? I clearly need to make this jump because there's a bunch of bonus items up here, but like...
But you can't get good.
Yeah, I can't get good. That's the problem. Can someone look up a guide and help me figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do?
Can see if we can be 0 for 3 in this endeavor this evening. Time Lord. Hey, it's got facts. It's only Eric that gets no fact.
That's because I play all the best video games.
Yep.
Oh, there's one orb, but how the hell am I supposed to reach that? And that still leaves one that I haven't found yet. Can I
Pick up all the mushrooms to make orb 1 appear. Head to the end of this platform. Jump up and down in one place. Is there an orb up there? If not, keep going right. If there is, rapidly jump kick to reach that orb.
Huh? No. Alright, I have caffeine now.
To become invincible, hold down the B button while standing still, and anyone will go right through you.
Wait, hold down the B button while you do what? And anything will go right
Standing still. Standing still.
That just makes me hold my sword up in the
They claim that you will be invincible and enemies will run right through you.
Okay. So yeah, there's an orb right over here, but I like no idea how I'm supposed to actually get that.
Depending on which one you're talking about.
It's all the way on the right of the top floor. At the end of the castle.
Go to the top of the screen. Stand still and let it come to you.
What? That's dumb.
Are you near the underground castle?
Yes.
Yeah. That appears to be the case.
I'm standing still. It's not coming to me.
Then try jumping up and down and jump kicking.
Oh, there it goes. I had to move over and it would come down to me. This is dumb.
Is that 5?
So where's the... No, that's 4.
4. If you see a red dragon fly by, head to the extreme left to fight the first boss, which is the dragon.
Okay. Underground or on the top floor?
I think on the top floor. This is not written in a way that makes that easy to understand.
Cool.
Rewind Mike says, friggin' Time Lord.
Amen, Rewind Mike.
Yep, Cecil McWoot says jump up and down. Apparently there are 2 different orbs in the air, and one is jump up and down, and one is just stand.
No, yeah, just holding the button and like being in your pre-attack pose just lets enemies run directly through you. I went all the way to the left and there is not a boss here, so I think I have to go underground. I think I might switch to Yonoid in a second here. I don't know.
Is that because you're anoid?
Yes.
Baduba.
Restless Corp says that backswing though.
Yeah.
And follow through too.
So this should not be confused with a game called Time Diver Eon Man, which was never actually released. But there's a completed, like it was finished but never released, and that's actually pretty fun. It's like a 2D action, sort of like a Shatterhand or Power Blade type of cut from that mold action platformer thing. It's pretty fun.
Rewind Mike asks, bug or feature? Lol. Nate Hall says this game sucks. Change it. We have come to that same conclusion.
Yeah, I want to fight the dragon though, Nate.
Let's fight the dragon and then we'll switch to something else.
I think this is like I'm a time traveler. I'm traveling in time back to medieval times. Like fight a literal dragon. It's like what? Wait, what?
He's a time lord, man.
Wow, what a vicious... God, Nate's right. This game sucks. Why does it look like there's a boss energy bar down there that's actually not moving at all? Do you guys see that?
I wondered if that was an energy bar. But you weren't to the dragon yet.
A chunk went down when I killed the dragon, so maybe that's like for all the bosses.
Oh yeah, there is an overarching boss. So it's probably progress towards that guy.
Sure.
That's a really tiny dragon.
It's a really tiny dragon.
Rewind Mike says, why the hell not? I'd go back and fight a dragon.
I'm just saying, Mike, all I'm saying, Mike, is that I question the historical accuracy of this game. That's all I'm getting at.
Clearly dragons went extinct because the Time Lord killed the last one.
Oh, what a dick, Time Lord. This is David Wise's take on Ennio Morricone, apparently. And I had a gun.
My dinner has arrived.
Nice.
Oh, it's an orb. Do I just stand here and let it come down to me again? What's the trick with this one?
Oh, I thought you were switching. I stopped looking at the fact.
No. Oh, what the hell? Okay, now I have questions. Now I have questions.
The boss in this level is man in a sombrero.
So apparently shooting the orb lets you keep jumping in the air because that makes sense.
Shoot the orb with your pistol to reach it.
Yep. Okay, what was I going to play? Somebody else. What was the next thing that someone requested? Yonoid?
Yonoid,
I believe, is the next thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I'm going to lean over and switch the card out. Totally legitimately and legally. Although, funnily enough, I own most of these games, so... If I was interested in taking up that kind of time, I definitely could actually be doing that. I definitely own a copy of Yonoid, because Yonoid actually kind of rules. 1990, Domino's Pizza. 1990, Capcom. The Meyer knows. The funny thing about this game is that this is just a reskin of something that's like Masked Ninja Hanemaru or something like that, I think it's called. And it's just like has nothing to do with Domino's or pizza or anything at all. And why are you playing as the Noid? Wasn't the idea to avoid the Noid? Wasn't that the whole...
The game that pioneered the concept of the anti-hero, you know?
That's right.
Sometimes you just play as the villain.
Before Saints Row, and before Grand Theft Auto, and before...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The Noid dies in one hit. That's what people don't like about this game. Retroview says, "Did you play the PC Yonoid game? I saw a speedrun lazy." Yeah, we did. Coffee played it, right? Or Eric did you play it?
I think I might have played it.
That was part of the Giant Bomb Game Jam, right, or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
The Patrick Klepek Game Jam, or whatever the hell it was. Where it was just like, here's a dumb thing that someone said on the Bombcast one time. Let's make it into a real video game. And Mike says more like "Yo pool." Am I right, boys? Yeah, right. Like, why are these docks moving up and down in this water? Oh, Retroview says no for DOS. And Rio and Mike said, "Oh, a legit game for DOS." I thought you were talking about the fan sequel. So did I. I didn't realize there was a legit Yonoid too. That's insane. And for DOS, of all things. Eric, I think you need to do some research into this.
What's that? The DOS Yonoid game?
There's a legitimate sequel to Yonoid on DOS.
Called Avoid the Noid. Commodore 64 and MS-DOS.
Wow.
You can play that on your Mister.
Yeah.
You want me to send that over to you?
I probably have it already, actually. David says the hook is almost the same as a game show theme song, which escapes me at the moment. Yeah, it kind of does.
There's a complete playthrough on YouTube that's 7.5 minutes long.
Wow.
So. Looks like you play as a pizza delivery man and you're trying to deliver the pizza before the Noid can get to you.
That makes sense. So is it actually a sequel or is it just a different Domino's game?
I don't know. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say.
Because that sounds like the only thing that makes it like related to this is that it is also a Domino's game.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't think it's an actual sequel, but the looks of it, it's just another Domino's based video game.
Alright, welcome to the pizza eating contest.
But I could be wrong. I'm willing to accept evidence to the contrary of my hypothesis.
Okay,
so.
How many pizzas do you want? Like, what do you mean how many? I want the most. If this is a pizza eating contest, I want to eat as many as I can. Like, what the hell kind
of question? Eat them pizzas. I feel like I should have maybe captured more footage for some of these games. I don't know. I guess 10 minutes will be enough. Also, I played the first like 15 minutes of God of War this morning to get footage of that, and was like, all I really want to do is just play more of this. That seems really good.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I liked it. Obviously, it was on my list, but I didn't seem to love it as much as a lot of other people did.
I was just really into the forests.
Sure.
Alright, well, I got all the top 10 games lined up here. Got an hour left.
This part of the game is so dumb. Why is this so long?
Nope, not extra life. Sticky rankings. Give me that spreadsheet, baby. Kurt did a really nice job on these tabs for this year.
Yeah. This just never ends. Like, what? Everyone, Mike says it's like to see Nightmare on Elm Street for PC being played. Yeah, I'm aware of that thing, but I've actually never played it. And he says, I think this minigame is the reason people hate the game as a whole. It's understandable. I mean, like, it's just so dull. Like, why does it go on for so long? And then I win by default because he ran out of cards. Ice physics, everybody's favorite thing. We go right into level 2 with ice physics, huh? Cecil McWoot suggested Werewolf for the NES, so let's check that out. I like that game, all right. It's another one that I actually love the label art for Werewolf because the werewolf is like ripping through the through the cartridge.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Also, this is another game with a dope soundtrack.
Whoops.
A new and evil presence has captured the planet. Led by their mad creator, Dr. Farian, a band of biomonsters has imprisoned nearly the entire population. Every weapon tried against them has proved useless. Okay, you can go to the next page now. Whenever you're ready, really. It's fine. Only one man has the power to stop Farian. Werewolf is all that stands in the way of the destruction of our planet. You alone can restore order to the world. You alone are the werewolf. There's some chatter about the ridiculous mini game, the pizza eating game in the chat there. Merciless Corpse says, I remember renting Werewolf when I lived with my cousins. They hated it, so we didn't play it much. I had fun with it, though. And Cecil McWoot says, Werewolf is just dope, haha. Look, man, you play as a werewolf with swords for arms.
It's alright, yeah.
Love Data East stuff. LOL. Yeah, man. Data East is one of the... I read a thing, I think it was on Retronauts this week, on their new old games, or their like weekly re-release whatever column, where someone referred to them as the Data East is the most Western Japanese publisher. No more heroes, Fuzzball. Your time has come. Player 1, push start. Okay. Don't knock. Didn't we read like a terrible promo comic for this when we played?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Was it in the... I think it was an actual comic book, right?
I don't remember if it was... I think it was part of the instruction manual, maybe.
This is in the instruction manual. I don't know, that box art where the dude's ripping through the fucking cover art.
Yeah. Oh, God, I forgot that this is a game that reverses A and B. Why? Why? Why would you take a perfectly well-established formula and be like, no, that's reasonable? There we go. Yeah. Let's get all Altered Beast up in here. Retroview says, Werewolf game always looked to me like it was based on an arcade game, but such a game never existed. It's very strange. It is. And yeah, man, this music when you're the werewolf is total jams. And also, you really, like, never want to not be the werewolf if you can help it. Like, being human sucks in this game. Oh, that blue W, I think, turns you back into a human. We don't want to do that. So you can grab the ceiling by stabbing it, but it's really hard to get the timing exactly right because you have to stab it on just the right frame to actually stick to the ceiling, which is kind of annoying. Those bats are kind of annoying. forgot what the anger bubbles are for. Like, you get these bubbles that raise your anger meter, and I think it's something like you can use special attacks or something, but I don't remember exactly how it works off the top of my head. The music gets sad instantly as soon as you die. Oh yeah, and you only get one life. That's right. God, these bats are stupid. Rewind Mike says, what's worse, is stabbing the ceiling in this or the wall jump in Strider? Probably the wall jump in NES Strider. The wall jump in NES Strider is trash. That game, although I think that game is probably better overall, and I don't hate it nearly as much as a lot of other people do. Get wrecked, son. Give me that anger bubble. Who was the genius who was like, you know what would be cool? If we had these bats that fly in a level with a black background, so like you just have to watch where their eyes are to figure out where they're coming at you. Oh man, I just did the backflip without even trying. Hey, I went up. Ho! I feel like the backflip makes you like you're invincible. Like that's the hot strat on some level in this game. Is like you abuse the backflip. Oh, another one up. Yeah, like to get out of these lasers, you just backflip through them. I like that the stage 1 advance, if I'm climbing the wall, I have to climb the ladder.
Hmm.
Oh no, I'm a dude again.
Well, that means your life is over. Excuse me.
Never. Come on. There's the sad music. I got 2 1-ups. Like, what is the point of a 1-up if... Okay, I just got an icon that made me gray. Does that mean I'm invincible? Probably meant that I was invincible. Being a dude in this game really sucks. Okay, how do I get off the ladder? Like, I can't jump. I literally can't jump high enough to get... Like, I literally can't reach a platform, but I can't jump off a ladder.
I don't know,
Oh, there we go. I have like a super jump of some sort that I... There we go. Now I'm a werewolf again.
I'm back.
Is your
Glad
supper
to have
good?
you back.
Oh, it was fantastic. Mad props to Marion for bringing me delightful food.
Nice. Okay, now I'm gonna fight this boss again, I guess.
Alright, that'll work.
Oh, what now? Slime guy. Russ's corpse says, I like how backflipping won't advance the screen. Yeah, I guess that's the way that they felt like they were going to, you know, make it not totally OP. You can't advance the screen while backflipping. Your furry little body is no match for my strength. We'll see about that, buddy.
Are you quoting the game, or?
That's what the game says.
Okay.
It says,
just
you
checking.
furry little body is no match for my strength. There is much of value in the underground waterways. There is also much danger. You may find that avoiding trouble is as valuable as confronting it.
So is it supposed to be you furry little buddy?
Yes. Like, why are there dinosaurs throwing bombs at me? What the hell is going on in this game? Well, I guess I'm going underground because I fell down a thing and, like, that was that. Back. I'm up here on Deco Street, which I believe
Go down to the
is...
corner of Art Street and see what's what. Thank you. Wait, are you a werewolf or a sloth?
He's a sloth
the rate
with
that he
crazy
moves
arms.
at, yeah, right.
Well, the way you're grabbing the ceiling as you're going
Right.
across makes it
Yeah,
very slothy.
does. Boy, I sure would like to check out what's in those things, but I can't get off. I can't. Okay, I think that's enough Werewolf the Last Warrior for now. I feel like
Tapping out.
Yeah, I'm tapping out. Anybody else have somebody request something in the chat? An NES game that you want to see me play for a little while. We're hanging out for about 45 minutes before we do the 2018 Sticky Awards. Otherwise, maybe I'll just play Time Diver Eon Man. Just because that game is kind of dope. Guardian Legend. Hell yeah, dude. I'll play some Guardian Legend. Absolutely. And then Rewind Mike says Batman. So let's see. We'll start with some Guardian Legend. So Guardian Legend, if you're not familiar, is a shoot 'em up that is also Zelda.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. You play as a sexy android lady who turns into a spaceship.
This seems very relevant to my interest.
Yeah, so you think I'm making this up?
He's not.
So, each area starts with a shoot 'em up stage, right? And so you do the shoot 'em up bit, which is what I'm doing now. Now I'm facing the boss of the shoot 'em up, first part of the shoot 'em up area.
Restless Corpse is one of the greatest games on the NES 6 soundtrack too.
Yes, absolutely. Awesome
Rewind
soundtrack.
Mike says this and Crystallis I want to like, but just can't figure them out.
This one I think is easier to figure out, a little easier to read than Crystallis personally, but yeah, I get to see that. If someone was reading this, I must have failed. The Star Naju was our home. We were invaded by evil life forms. Everyone except me was killed. I'm going to try to activate the self-destruct device. If I fail, I would like you to do this task, so this cannot happen to any of the race. Self-destruct mechanism is protected by a safety device, which is located in the underground corridors. Remove each seal and go deep inside Naju. If you destroy all 10 of them, the self-destruct sequence will be activated. So, like I said, this game is part shoot 'em up, part Zelda. So now that I have entered... So I destroyed the outside things and I've entered the this base, and so now you can see that I am no longer a spaceship. I'm a sexy android lady, and I am going to be moving screen to screen in a fashion very much like Zelda. And looking for the sort of aforementioned seal to activate and then moving to the next area, and so on and so forth. So it's not quite as open as Zelda, because each area, each dungeon, like you don't have an overworld that connects the dungeon. You have shoot 'em up stages that connect each dungeon to the next. So it's not quite like Zelda in that way.
Cecil McWood says, fantastic pick, this game. Rewind Mike says, "Damn, would have been cool to see Star Tropics. Didn't even think of it."
That's also like Zelda. Get those bananas out of your ears, Rewind Mike, and then maybe you'd think of suggesting the game sooner. So there's also a code if you're just like in for the shoot 'em up parts. There's a code that will allow you to just play all the shoot 'em up levels in a row. If you go to the password screen and enter TGL, the Guardian Legend, right? TGL, then you just get to play all the shoot 'em up levels in a row. And I upgraded my gun, so now you can see I shoot like a sort of a shotgun blast type thing. So this is one of those like genre mashups from this time that kind of like it's sort of like ActRaiser in that like
I was gonna reference ActRaiser when this and this together.
Yeah. So I don't. This would be the way out, but I haven't unlocked the thing. I haven't unsealed the thing yet, so I can't leave.
Rewind Mike says, "Sorry, I was busy spinning treacherous pieces in space." Nice. It's good. It's a good excuse. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Still haven't played Tetris Effect. I really need to get on that.
Yep. Russ's Corp says, "When I first played Star Tropics, I rented it from this mom and pop rental store, and the owner lady was playing it too, and she was stuck." I presume there's more to that story.
I feel like there will be more to that story, yes.
Yep. So she told me if I told her how to get past the part, she'd refund my money and let me keep it. So I had my mom record that shit with a camcorder and got myself a free copy. Nice.
Nice.
So for those that haven't been here very long, this is our 2018, even though it's now 2019, Extra Life stream. We started around 12:30 this morning. We'll go until about the same time. Right. Yeah, earlier today.
Yes.
We'll go to that around that same time. Tomorrow, Eric and Joe and I are trying to power through. Various other folks will be coming in and out as they have time. If you were not around earlier, you met Mike and Joe racing NES games, including Mega Man 2 and Contra. So that was a fun time. There should be an archive at some point that people can watch.
I think I think YouTube's already posted it automatically.
There you go. And in about a half an hour, we will be doing the 2018 Stickies. So doing our Game of the Year discussion. And later, probably after midnight, Eric and Joe are planning to play side-by-side Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 2 Master. We're streaming here on YouTube. We're also streaming on twitch.tv/onthestick.
Right now, that's the guinea pig stream, I believe. Right?
I was going to say, normally, if we're not actively streaming a game there, We're streaming Eric's Guinea Pigs. He's doing some testing and things over there, though, so...
I'm working on some
goes.
stuff. I don't think it's up right now, but...
It is not up right now.
Okay. Then right now we're not doing that.
Right now we're gonna...
So I think the thing that for me, just to rewind, Mike earlier mentioned that he had trouble with this game sometimes. The thing that makes this game playable for me is that it does have an auto map. Like, if you had to map this out yourself, I think I would be like, nope, hard pass. But you get a map, so that.
So, the tail end of Restless Corpse's story was, then 22 years later, I'm a Let's Player.
Right.
Rewind Mike says this reminds me of Blaster Master more than anything.
Yeah, except you don't lose your weapon every time you take a hit. My God. If I could fix one thing about Blaster Master.
Rewind Mike says, when is the proximity mine only free for opening? That would require us to all same location, I think, to best pull that off.
Yeah.
Maybe
if we were all in the same location, I would play GoldenEye for sure, though. Like, without question.
I would do that.
Play
Yeah.
a bunch of GoldenEye if you guys were. If we were
Maybe
all in the
next
same
year,
place.
which by that I mean maybe this year.
Yes.
Cecil McWood says auto maps are a godsend. And then Restless Corpse says, speaking of guys, now that's out, what do you guys think of the remaster?
I have not played as much of it as I would like. I believe Restless Corpse and my friend, our mutual friend John, played through the whole thing, or a good big portion of it on his stream. I played a bit of it and then I had to leave to go
Take care of stuff.
Yes.
And things.
Stuff and things, yes.
I've finished it, and I think it's pretty excellent. I don't like it as much as I liked Resident Evil 7, but I think that it is a very, it is an exceedingly well put together thing, and it captured just most of what I wanted a Resident Evil 2 remake to capture. I think it is very well balanced, also. In terms of the way the different weapons work, and the way that the action is tense, and the way that the zombies move around makes it difficult to hit them, and the fact that there's no auto aim unless you play on easy mode means that can be pretty difficult, but it puts limits on you in the way that old survival horror games put limits on you, without necessarily making combat the same kind of a chore that it was with the tank controls and stuff back in the day. I think it's really good.
I mean, I don't know. I think that so first of all, I balk it saying tank controls make it a chore. But also, I mean, it kind of is a chore in another, like...
I mean, it's intentionally difficult to position yourself, right?
But I think this game, by making the enemies... Bullet sponges is not what I want. That's not what I want to say, but you know what I mean, right? Like,
I mean, they are, but it actually, like that to me makes more sense for a G-virus zombie than for it to be a traditional zombie where you shoot it in the head and it dies.
Right.
Right, because like the G-virus is like reanimates all of the flesh, not just the heads, and so like the fact that a more effective strategy for taking care of the zombies is to knock them down and cut their limbs off and stuff so they can't move around as fast.
It's kind of like Dead Space, actually.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you need to effectively use your knife, not in like one-on-one combat scenarios, but in
right, like using the pistol to shoot their legs off makes them considerably less of a threat than trying to not than trying to kill them, because if you do kill them, obviously they're not a threat at all, but like killing zombies is really hard in new Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
So
Restless Corpse says he played through Leon A. I've played through everything up to 4th Survivor, got S rank hardcore Leon A. All of that is gobbledygook to me. But I'm sure it means something to people that know Resident Evil 2.
yes.
Rewind Mike says, I'm waiting to play it, but I have it, but Wolfenstein 2 is on my plate right now. Yep. I presume you mean...
That was another one I didn't play.
the most recent one, which I did play last year. Restless Corp says he absolutely loves it, but he's biased because always been his favorite.
Yeah, I mean, 2 is my favorite of the traditional style ones. 4 is maybe my favorite overall. I don't know. Last time I started playing 4, which was when the HD texture patch came out for the like 26 gig texture patch for the PC re-release.
Yeah.
That was the last time I played Resident Evil 4, but I was like just messing around with that. I was like, oh man, that's right. This game is totally awesome.
He says, to be fair, in the original 3, zombies were bullet sponges too.
Not in the same, not to this extent. I don't think.
I mean, so in original 2, if you went for headshots, you could usually knock them down and kill them.
Well, shotgun blast would kill them in one shot, but actually, if you let them get close to you with the shotgun in this one, you can usually take their head off in one shotgun shell.
Right.
Too.
But what I'm saying is that my attention's elsewhere, but like it did take a lot of ammo to, especially if you weren't hitting them accurately. It took a lot of ammo to drop a zombie, but in this new one, like it can take a full clip of pistol ammo. Or if you're playing with Claire's revolver, it can take like 2 full clips of pistol ammo to just drop one. Like I said, it really requires. Like I said, it's a better strategy is just to take out their legs and stuff, like disable them, not necessarily try to go for the kills.
Right.
Rewind Mike agrees. Got to go for the legs. Restless Corpse, even with the ridiculous Mecha Salazar, though? Lol.
Yes. Especially with the ridiculous Mecha Salazar, my friend. Especially.
Rewind Mike says RE4 HD looks horrible.
Yeah, you got to get this patch. The patch
yeah.
makes it look... Because all they did was upscale the existing version. And yeah, it really brings out how smeary those textures are. But if you get this... I think it's just RE4 HD. Now I'm going to check and I'll... I think it is... that simple though. It's like re4hd.com. And if you have the Steam version, yeah, re4hd.com, the Resident Evil 4 HD project. So it's a big download, like I said. I think it was 25 gigs or so. But man, it really makes the game look fantastic. In fact, I might play some of that later, but I'm still
yeah, that'd be worth doing in conjunction with the other stuff.
Mike also says that he thinks the Wii port is the best. The Wii port was my preferred version for a long time, but now that I have the HD textures on the PC version, that's probably my preferred version now.
Retroreview asks if anyone has played the original RE4 PC release with aim controls and the keyboard, which Mike says sounds bad.
I have not, but that does sound bad.
It does sound bad.
The aim controls on the keyboard. Why would you even do that? Who thought that was a good idea?
That was a notoriously bad port. That was universally panned by everybody when it came out. It also had like super fucked up graphics options and stuff.
Yeah, sounds about right. Somebody else. Oh, Batman. Somebody wanted me to play Batman. I'm gonna do that since I died in Guardian Legend. But Guardian Legend, if you've never played it, and I get what Rewind Mike is saying, that he couldn't quite get into it, but if you've never played it, I would at least give it a shot. And if you're still not super into it, just put in TGL as a password and play just the shoot 'em up stages, because those are fun.
It's like Duke Nukem all over again. Or Blood.
Yeah, but it wasn't that in those days. Those games didn't you didn't need the aiming precision that Resident Evil 4 demanded, right? So
also they didn't have how much prior art on doing it not that way.
Right, yeah, they should have known by the time RE4 came out. Right?
Yeah, it's like, this is how you do it.
Can somebody tell me what kind of a world we live in where a man dressed up as a bat gets all my press? I'm turning up the volume on this one. Hopefully it doesn't drown out my mic, but, you know, this game, the soundtrack is too good.
Restless
to
Corpse
not
has
jam
aim
out.
controls with like arrow keys or WASD. Retro
Either
says
way,
arrow keys. I think all controls on controls.
I think everything is on the keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what he says, and
It's like playing an old like first-person shooter.
yeah,
yeah. And Restless Corpse
that's why I
properly
played
says hard pass.
all 3 marathon games. So I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, but some of those games, like Doom and Doom 2, were all keyboard too, right? Because mouse aim wasn't like a thing you needed to worry about yet.
Exactly.
But those games, like Doom, has like auto aim for up and down aiming and stuff. So.
Right. There is no up and down needed. Oh, the soundtrack is so good. Sunsoft just, I don't know what happened.
Mike is saying the same thing.
Like something happened to Sunsoft, and there's been somebody, a blogger, who's been doing like a really great history of Sunsoft series, and I can't remember the name of the blog off the top of my head, so I'm gonna have to look that up when I'm done playing this. But I'm really curious to see like when they get to the part where Sunsoft stops being good, because like I honestly have no idea, you know, right? Like, just why did they stop being good all of a sudden? Maybe not all of a sudden, but like, I don't know, man. The same people who made Journey to Silius and Batman and like Gremlins 2 and all that stuff, and then like by the PS1 era, it's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, what happened to all those good games you used to make? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lose life. It's been a while since I've played this.
Restless Corpse says that's like Airwolf on the NES. Bad, I couldn't deal with it. Retroview says that's how PC ports were at the time, which is exactly. In DMC3 port, they also screwed up big time. Mixed up left and right sticks on the gamepad. Yes, you move with the right stick. Yeah, there are some people that are into that.
No, nobody's into that. There are still publishers that, I mean, look at Warner Brothers, man. Speaking of Batman games, like Batman Arkham Knight was like horrifically broken on PC. Like Capcom's on their game now with PC ports, but like there are still companies that aren't.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, I guess, you know. But I mean, PC ports used to be the dogs, like no matter what, right? Like I guess the Resident Evil 2 PC port that came out in like 2004 or something is like really good. And it's like kind of the optimal one because there's a patch now that upreses it like really nicely. But like the original PC port, I guess, wasn't very good. And then like Final Fantasy VII, like that PC port was kind of a disaster. That ninja was just standing there smoking a cigarette, but I still beat the hell out of him. I don't care. I've totally forgotten this boss's pattern.
Rewind Mike says Blaster Master, Fester's Quest, list goes on, Gimmick. All amazing soundtracks.
Yeah.
That game. Still horrible on PC. I'm not sure which game he's talking about. Oh, it must be the one you were just talking about. It just came out.
It's Final Fantasy VII. Oh, the Arkham Knight.
No, the Arkham Knight, yeah. Shatterhand request for the next game.
You got it, man. Lose some Shatterhand. Okay, I remembered his pattern. Come on, get some. Boom. Gotcha. Soundtrack, man. When this game came out, people were like hype for the Genesis version because Nintendo like forced Sunsoft to hold it back for however long, you know, the better part of a year, and people were like, "Oh man, that Genesis version is going to be super dope," and it's like, it's just okay. It's like not nearly as good as this one.
Retroview says which cutscenes are better, this version or beta? No idea.
The beta ones look like a comic book, so those are kind of cool. The beta version, you also don't fight the Joker at the end, though. You just fight Sunstar, or whatever his name is. I don't remember which. He's the final boss, and you just see a cinema of Batman like throwing the Joker off a roof. In this one, you actually fight the Joker, which is kind of cooler. So, even though he's ridiculously hard, and for some reason like towers over Batman, that was where they got the idea for like giant Titan Formula Joker in Arkham. This from this game, this massive Joker from Arkham. Oh man, that first Arkham game. That's one I've been meaning to kind of go back to. Yeah, it's super good. Is that anybody here played it, or anybody in the chat played the reissue? I feel like people said that it wasn't good. The trilogy release for PS4 and Xbone. It's like Batman the Arkham Collection or something like that. I feel like I heard that like they made the graphics worse, which seems weird, but nope, that's not the way I'm supposed to go, apparently. Man, the wall jumping in this game just feels really good.
Richard says, I think the Genesis game is very mediocre.
Yeah, it's super mediocre. It's extremely okay. But if you want to make Eric play it, you know,
that is the thing that could happen.
Don't give us some money. Give Child's Play, Extra Life some money. Wrong charity for wrong video game based charity for children.
Yep.
All right. Well, sorry, I got to continue on this, so we'll switch again. We'll do some Shatterhand since we're going to start the stickies in about 15 minutes. So I'll reach over and switch the cartridge out.
Mike asks, what do you think of Batman Returns all ports? Review says, I saw Digital Foundry video on it. Seems FPS very low in that remaster. And you're leaving two different things here. Is the Genesis version the Streets of Rage?
No, that's the Super Nintendo version of Batman Returns. Is like a Streets of Rage clone, kind of. But original Batman for Genesis is like it's similar to the NES version. It's an action platformer thing. It's just not that good. But yeah, Batman Returns is like the Super NES, the beat 'em up from Konami is the best. I think is the best version of Batman Returns. Robot buddy time. Oh yeah.
Card Freak says in a few hours I'll be flying to. Did you win the Super Bowl? Isn't that still to come?
That happens. Yeah, that happens tomorrow.
Yeah. Batman on
that sounds
Genesis
like
feels
fun.
like a bad arcade game.
Yeah, it does. It feels like a... The arcade game from Atari Games is actually pretty decent. It's super hard. It's a quarter muncher, but it's got some really great flying scenes with like these really sort of, it's almost like a you have to grab the Joker's balloons like in the movie, and it's sort of like a Sega Super Scalar arcade game in those parts, which is cool.
So which version was made originally? The Japanese. In different info on different sites.
Sorry, Kurt, you cut out there a little bit.
So which version was made originally? On different sites.
Of which? I don't know. Oh, of Batman, probably?
I assume, yeah.
I think the NES version came first.
Happy birthday to Card Freak on February 4th. That's why he's going to Disney World.
Yeah. I gotta shout out my dad. I was gonna play some of my dad's favorite games because today's my dad's birthday.
Nice. Happy birthday to your dad.
That. Rewind Mike said he loves the flying parts in the Batman Game Boy. The little shoot 'em up sections, yeah. The ones in the Atari Games arcade version are quite a bit different from that. But I do think those are kind of a fun way to mix things up. And yeah, the music in the Game Boy version is also very good.
You mean Shatterhand. Because the Japanese one is based on a live-action TV show. About a robot firefighter.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was made by Natsume, so it seems like it would be the Japanese version came first. But I honestly don't know. I lose all my money every time I start a new stage? That seems lame.
It's trying to teach you the
value of a virtual dollar?
The importance of having a savings.
Hey Kurt, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me what the optimal robot buddy combination is for this game? Because you pick up these Greek letters and that tells you like which robot buddy you get. And I know that different combos give you different ones. And I'm trying to remember which one is the best, and I'm having trouble remembering.
Stand by. Seem helpful.
Weak. What?
I said that didn't seem helpful.
Yeah.
First back I looked at didn't seem to have any good indicator of what's what there.
Rewind Mike says that Shatterhand is teaching a better lesson than EA can teach about virtual currency. EA is not giving out good lessons about virtual currency these days, let's put it that way. You said no luck finding the thing about that.
I have not yet found a thing.
I would think there would be something in Game Facts about it.
That's where I'm looking.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that.
But of course, it isn't under Bod Buddy, so I have to sort of scan and see if I can find a spot that it references it.
Retroview says, fun fact, this game was released as RoboCop 3 on bootleg Chinese carts, and it was unbeatable because they cut out the level selection screen, and the game loops after the second boss. Nice. Nice. Cecil McWoot says, Natsume NES games are fantastic. Dragon Fighter is another badass one. I don't think I've played that one. I think, was Kickmaster Natsume as well? I don't remember.
Do not know.
But yeah, Natsume did some good stuff on the NES. They're one of those really solid second-tier developers. Well, I'll tell you this one isn't very good, because all it does is shoot a thing that goes down like an inch and then floats straight up in the air.
We did get a $30 donation, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
A few hours ago, and a $50 donation from Holly, who said, "Great job, guys."
Thank you. Holly, you said that was?
Holly. We are currently at $383.
Oof, man, not much further until Eric has to try to do expert's flying kick on camera.
Jump up and kick my own hand.
Let's see. Oh, I'm getting. Let's see here. ABA is the sword. AAB is the laser. Those are very good. Rewind Mike says, "What do you think of Kickmaster?" I like it. He thinks it's pretty overrated. Standard action platformer. I don't like that. If I'm not mistaken, that's the game where the power-ups like fall off screen if you don't catch them right away, and that kind of bites. But I do think the game is pretty decent. Let's see. Cecil McWoot says Kickmaster was Kid. Oh, sure, that makes sense. And he says, I think they did Low G-Man. If you mean Kid, Kid did Low G-Man. They developed it. It was published by Taxon, which is the American version of Naxit Soft. But yeah. Apparently, Restless Corpse David says, apparently ABA sword does a lot of damage. Okay, well, so now I've grabbed a B, so I'm kind of stuck with that. So, but the next one I'm going to do ABA if I don't have to continue. If I get to a continue point, I'm going to play something else for a little bit. But Mike should be here any minute now, because it is 9:56. Which means it's almost sticky time. Which also means I'll be handing the stream back over to Eric for a little while. These sound effects are so great. What was I playing something recent? Oh, it was Double Dragon 2, which I believe has now become the most viewed episode of anything that we've done on this channel. So thanks for everyone for that. But the sound effects, like, I feel like the sound effects in these old games, and any game really, but especially in these old ridiculous action games, like, the sound effects are so important, and when, like, the punching and kicking sounds just are not what they should be, it has a detrimental effect on the experience. Like, if I'm not getting those beefy hit noises, you know, what's even the point?
True. BAB is a Ring of Fire or something. Grand me.
Alright, let's try that one. Because I'm in a position where I can actually get that one still.
Rewind Mike says, huh, I didn't know I was supposed to be on the way. Well, rewind and you'll...
Yeah.
But bump. No, MC Banjo talking about there. Natsumi made Abadox, Power Blade, and even Scat.
Oh,
Great
man.
name, by the way, they have a great portfolio.
So, Abadox, that's a game that is super good, but is also, like, really hard. Oof. These gears are rough. That's a game over. So I guess we're gonna move on to something else.
Mike says Abadox was my jam.
That game is like I did a segment on that for an episode of 5 Reasons, and like that game is like a Cronenbergian body horror nightmare. I can't believe Nintendo let that be. Not, I mean, like whatever, it's an 8-bit game, but like given how strict Nintendo was at the time, I'm honestly surprised that they let that game come out in the United States. It's really gross for an 8-bit game.
RC gave $17 to round it out to 400, yo. End quote.
Just $100 left for
thank
Eric
you for doing
to
that.
do a flying kick on the stream. And then we'll have to do a run like Steven Seagal style video.
Not anybody getting hurt.
Where we compare it to the original.
While the bill arm plays underneath the whole.
Right, exactly.
I'm sorry, I was led to believe that there would be guinea pigs here.
There were. There will be soon.
Can we bring them back?
Can. Joe is handing the stream back over to Eric for
Right.
sticky time.
I do love a sticky time.
Man. I will be right back.
I watched you playing some Nintendo games while I was doing some dishes. They looked very bad.
Okay. Well, Shatterhand is very good.
I didn't see you play that one. I'm good with Shatterhand. I don't remember how long it's been since I played that one. I know Power Blade was good. I remember Shatterhand was Shatterhand was.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Pop open that there spreadsheet. Let me tell you, ain't nothing don't get better when you put it in the spreadsheet. So I guess before you get the next segment of the stream up and running, which will become the start of whatever the next video is, how much time do we want to give to everything above number 10? We don't want to spend like much, do we?
Just a few minutes at most.
How about we try and do everything like, except for there's the group of 12s that maybe we could talk about just like a little bit, but maybe everything above that we could try and summarize in like a line or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless you guys want to talk more about them.
It depends. Some of them it depends. Some of them I want to talk about. Some of them I don't care.
You mean like the ones you didn't play you don't care about?
No, even some of the ones I did play, like, I don't need to say a lot about, but, like, well, whatever. RetroView says there is a fan-made Power Blade port for the ZX Spectrum in the works. I think I read about that on the Indie Retro Gaming blog. Oh, that's right.
Like an important thing, does it?
It depends on how impressed you are by people retrofitting things on a computer that can only display like one color per line.
Right.
I'm back.
There we go. Okay, so VGARC.org, VGARC.org is the one doing the history of Sunsoft that I mentioned earlier. It's a video game history site / blog, and it's a thing. If you're into game history and that kind of stuff, this guy is doing just a ton of really great work sourcing this stuff, and I'll put a link right here in the chat.
RetroView says it is not a port; it's a brand new game. Power Blade thing talking about.
Oh, it's a Power Blade sequel yeah. But even if it was a port, like that still could be dope if you're into the ZX Spectrum. All right, am I handing the stream over to you, Eric? Are you ready?
Not quite.
Kurt, could you modify the personal tabs so that they sort by the weighting that each person gave them? Because right now they're sorting by the... No, that can't be done.
I can't.
I mean, I'm sure maybe it can, but not easily, right? Like,
if I do that, it will rejigger the ranks are.
Oh, it'll break.
They can either be sorted by one or the other.
Weird. Okay.
I'm sure that I could make it work so that it did something else, but that was harder to figure out.
All right, well, this is still pretty
I figured, it was pretty... You could sort of stare at it.
It's most of what I wanted.
10 and then 9 and then yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna
close enough for me to spend like 40.
I'm just gonna let the title screen on this play while we hang out and wait.
I think it's because the ranks are derived.
Right.
That's why it gets screwy.
You'd have to do like one of those things where it looks in the next column and just kind of copies what's in there and then makes a second.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
If I made it not a pivot table, it may be a way to do it more cleanly. But
unless, Eric, do I have time to play something else? Otherwise, I'm just going to let the Skater Die 2 title screen jam.
5 minutes maybe. I'm trying.
Don't cry.
Rewind Mike says, same thing with Gimmick. They are releasing some rearranged version of the game in arcades.
Yes, I saw that, but not in the U.S., only in Japan.
Because we don't really have arcades here anymore.
Arcades are coming back, man. We were in Nashville, and I looked. There's like 4 arcades in Nashville. There's one in D.C., and it's not even that good.
What do they have?
I don't know. Let's take a look. While we jam out to the Skater Die 2 title screen theme.
There are things that people call arcades these days, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. A bunch of garbage games I don't give a shit about.
Okay, let's see here. Who's fire? Eric, is your smoke alarm going off again?
Yep.
Can you stop lighting things on fire
right now, Eric?
It's the guinea pigs there.
If your house is on fire, please leave your house.
We're okay.
They haven't handed it over yet. Marion keeps looking to see the guinea pigs, and they keep not being there.
They're such teases.
It's just Joe, and she's like, Bashaw, I know what Joe looks like.
Yeah.
She says one big guinea pig. It's obviously short-haired, not fluffy.
There is the Game Galaxy Arcade, which has 2 locations in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, and Antioch, Tennessee. And that's really fucking irritating.
Sorry, dude. You need me to say I can mute my mic. That's about it.
So the Rivergate location of the Game Galaxy Arcade has Turtles in Time, Vendetta, the First Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Radiant Silvergun, Musha Himasama, Let's see here.
That's pretty
The bug
legit.
shooter.
Yep. Police Trainer, Marble Madness, Zookeeper,
Okay.
Berserk, Rambo, X-Men 6 Players, Defender, Tetris, Pac-Man, Golden Axe, Robocop, Bubble Bobble, Tron, POW, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, Super Contra, Melty Blood, Ghosts and Goblins, Mercs. I mean, I can keep going. Does that meet
Sure,
your...
yeah, I rescind my sneer.
WWF Royal Rumble. And then a bunch of let's see here. They've got pinball machines, Whodunit, the Stern Batman machine. No Twilight Zone though, so I mean, I don't know.
No Twilight Zone. What about Black Knight or Cyclone?
They do have
or
Black Knight,
Black
High
Knight,
Speed,
nice.
Guns N' Roses, Tales from the Crypt, Stargate, Phantom of the Opera, Nightmare on Elm Street, Whodunit. Whodunit's a good one. I like that table. Their other location... Let's see
here. Restless Corp says his alarm is going. This Skater Died 2 title screen music is straight fire, yo.
Word.
Aaron Hickman says back. Skater Die 2. We're not actually playing Skater Die 2. That's just vamping while we wait.
So the one that I think is going to be nearest where we might be living is 2-bit.
No Revolution X, no go.
Let's see here. 2-bits games. They claim 20 plus retro arcade games including Space Invaders, NBA Jam, Pac-Man, and more. 70 card and board games available for play, and video game consoles hooked up to big screen TVs from retro Nintendo and Sega to the latest Xbox and PlayStation. But they don't have a specific game list. But that's the one that I think is going to be probably nearest to where we live. There's also a place called...
So that's like a LAN party focused thing of a sort.
I think that's an option, but let's see here. There's a place called No Quarter in East Nashville.
All Led Zeppelin games.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Let's see here. No Quarter is Nashville's #1 pinball dive lounge, whatever that means.
Nice. You're not Alexander says arcades aren't coming back. You just found a couple that managed to not go under yet. I mean...
I don't think these places were open back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
Like, I will tell you this. There is one in Milwaukee now. Called Up Down. And Up Down was not there when I lived there. And it is, every time I have been there, even on a weeknight, like I went there on a Thursday when I was there around Christmas, and it was like, it wasn't packed, like you could get on most machines, but it was like, it was full. There were people in there. There were people playing games. There were people eating pizza and drinking
these guys
beer.
Are gonna close next week.
Right, no. And when I was there, I went there on a weekend day, and it was hard. Like, there were people... It was like the old days. Like, there were people standing around arcade games, like, quartering up, practically.
Restless Corpse is asking where this is.
Up, down? Well, David,
But
if you had
maybe he wants
come...
more specific.
No, I shouldn't say that. David, I think, was covering for John. We went there for our friend John's bachelor party. But I believe David was working, because David and John worked together. So I think David was covering John's shift. That's why he wasn't there. But it's on the east side. It's right by, if you remember where that comedy club used to be, that was right on the corner of, like, Brady, where Water Street and Brady kind of meet. That's where it is now. But we beat 6-player X-Men with John. John was getting married, so he insisted he get to play as the Dazzler. So, we played through 6-player X-Men. So...
Yeah, I would say that, you know, they're not thriving for new things, generally speaking.
No, they're not thriving.
But if
for new
they
things.
work the Gen X and late millennial nostalgia way, you know, trip and have appropriate games for that, and you know, booze and snacks and stuff like that, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah.
You're not Alexander says this. See, the ones he was talking about originally. Tennessee.
Yeah, the ones I was listing
the one
earlier
he was
were
just talking about is in Milwaukee.
Right. Up Down is in Milwaukee. Well, Up Down is apparently, it started in the Twin Cities, I want to say. So I think there's one in the Twin Cities, one in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I want to say, and now one in Milwaukee. I believe.
Yeah, there's a couple downtown in DC.
There's one now.
There's a bunch in
Because
New York.
there used to be in DC. There used to be Atlas Arcade, but that closed a little while ago. So I think Players Club is the only one that's still. And Players Club is, they have a few games, but it's not.
Yeah.
I haven't actually been there. I've just seen pictures and read what they have, and it's like, yeah, that's fine, but like it's not what you kind of hope for.
Yeah.
But yeah, David, you and John should go to Uptown. I have a fanny pack full of tokens at my parents' house because they have a deal where you get.
So stop by their place and get yourself some tokens.
Yeah, stop by my parents' house and ask them for some tokens. There's a.
Ask them to break $1 for you.
Yeah, they have a deal. I think it's every night now because I got it on a weeknight, where you get 6 tall boys and a fanny pack full of tokens for like $35. So I went with my old roommate and a couple of my friends, and I was like, well, you guys can split the beers.
Yeah, you can have these and I'll take the tokens.
And I'll take the tokens. And then if anybody runs out of tokens, like, you can just have some out of the fanny pack. So I got an Up-Down branded fanny pack.
Oh, you keep the fanny pack?
Yeah, you keep the fanny pack. So I have the Up-Down fanny pack. It's at my parent. I just left it at my parents' house with the tokens in it. Because what else am I going to use a fanny pack for?
There's no reason to drag it down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. The song still rules. This game taught me the term poser, by the way. Like, if you start playing, I'll start playing just so you can see. But when you start playing, the dude, like the local bully or whatever, immediately calls you a poser. And I was like, "What's a poser?" And I guess my dad to explain it to me.
You didn't know because you were one.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, burn!
At 7 years old, I was a poser.
Yeah, you're a straight up poser.
Yeah. Ariel from The Little Mermaid is one of the local thrashers.
Yeah.
She'll skate you into the ground.
There's comments in the chat about that.
Yeah, I think it's Ice Pick is the one who calls you a poser, like, at the beginning. And you. Why do you look like such a dweeb? Like, you're supposed to be a skate punk and you look like Michael J. Fox from Family Ties.
Aaron Hickman says a jabroni.
Yeah, you...
Indeed.
You are a jabroni, yeah.
It looks like Michael J. Fox because sitcom version of punk rebellion. You're not Alexander is excited because they've never seen the sequel before.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good. Like it's kind of like an action platformer, but you're on a skateboard, and so the controls are super awkward. Hey, poser, where'd you learn to ride? See, there you go.
Yeah.
And that is the correct and proper spelling of poser, by the way.
The quiet town of Elwood Blues.
Buzz off, Ice Pick. Who you calling poser?
Uh-oh, you made him mad.
Boy, that noise could stop anytime.
Skater 2 die. Ramp mode is good, otherwise it's sort of okay.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so this game starts with you murdering a dog, by the way. Also, I think you'd have to skateboard into
what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Dogs.
You skateboard into a poodle and kill it.
I'm gonna start a little recording here and just check the audio levels.
All right, cool.
If you guys could all say some things.
Major bummer, dude.
Hello.
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 Hack.
Hey, how you doing? Beefy, no.
Yo, dude.
That was my toy poodle.
Where the fuck is that?
Splat.
So, yeah, it's not good because like you can't go up the curb. Even you can't even like really. You can ollie up the curb, but it's like hard to do. And then like turning around is a pain in the ass. And then like I want to get this taco, it's like
They didn't put the manual in until Skater Die.
yeah, right. Basically.
Next day, Miraband skateboards. And also dogs.
Is this guy Rodney Dangerfield but a skate punk?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
Okay, and like now I'm like stuck in between these crates. Like yeah,
Like
the
some
ramp
kind of poser.
like some kind of poser. You're not punk, and I'm telling everyone.
Aaron
Save your
Hickman
breath,
says
I never
Ski
was
or
one.
Die is a better sequel. Oh, it's more like a Konami spin-off.
Alrighty.
Of course, says everything knocks you down in this game. That
Yes.
does not surprise me.
Everything knocks you down.
I'm gonna take my pants off and then I'm ready to podcast.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Unleash your power.
Yeah.
Tacos are totally radical. They
I mean, that's true. Eric had some earlier.
On the Stick After Dark podcast now.
Now that your pants are off.
That's right. Yeah, you got to take your pants off for it to be the After Dark version.
Where's my shorts? Where'd you guys put my shorts?
Or are they board shorts to be appropriately thematic with Skater Die?
Yeah. These will do. Oh, it's
These will
Joe,
do,
what-
pig.
God,
Once
this
once
is,
we put my
yeah.
boy,
in here. Holy shit.
this
once we
is
put my boy in bed, I watched some of the video of the race that we did earlier, and you know that bit where you fell down in Flashman stage and you got stuck with the armor, Joe?
yes.
You know that those things fold like a cheap house of cards if you hit them one time with air shooter, right?
Yeah, wasn't really. I was
Suck it,
panicking, Mike. I was panicking. Also, that wasn't really the thing that that wasn't really the thing that did me in when all was said and done.
You're not Alexander says when you're stuck between crates, you have a choice. Either get busy skating or get busy dying.
Too
Stack
true.
of crates.
Too true.
Yeah, sewer taco.
Move one, none. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this game
That
bites.
rat came by to go, hey, that's my taco.
And like this dude is like shooting stuff at me just cause like I don't.
You're a punk, man. People shoot at you. That's how it works.
Exactly.
You know, I gotta say, I spent most of my years as a punk, and I didn't really get shot at that I recall.
Should have made a hard
And you weren't
copy of
punking
the
hard enough.
actual list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you have like 3 monitors at this point?
Just 2, but I mean, I gotta
They're
have
being taken up
one
by
for the
very
playlist,
things.
one for the video, and one to watch OBS to make sure everything's looking like it's supposed
Well,
to.
you could
So,
scroll
man,
down.
you monitor
like,
OBS like some kind of
10
pro.
names.
All right, you guys ready?
Are we ready? Can I stop playing Skater Die 2
Yeah,
now?
go ahead. Yeah, you can stop playing this game. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Sewer taco. Aaron Hickman says the voices in this game are impressive. They really are. And You're Not Alexander says, is that a toilet? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but probably. This whole game is a toilet. I'm stopping the stream. Eric will be back restarting the stream with our Sticky Awards in just a minute. So we'll be right back.